What's up everybody, my name is Frankie and welcome to my Merkaba. Today's video I'm just going to introduce myself because I feel like I haven't properly introduced myself. I felt inclined to make a channel trailer, but the requirements and all the guidelines, it just felt so stupid to me. Like, one of the guidelines is for it to be 30 seconds to a minute long, and I can't do that. Like, I talk too much, and I feel like I need to express myself fully in order to be fulfilled. So in this video I'm just gonna basically tell you guys who I am, why I created this channel, and a little bit of my life story up until today. I'm doing this so that I can build a relationship of some kind with my subscribers, because I feel like if you guys don't really know who I am and all of myself, like all of my experiences, not all of them, but you know, I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that's like egotistical as fuck, you feel me? Like, especially because my main focus on this channel is spirituality and ascension. I feel that I see a lot in the community that people look up to spiritualists, look up to all these YouTubers and stuff, and that's fine. But when it comes to individuality, that's where y'all go wrong, because you guys look up to these people and think that you're supposed to be like them. No, you're supposed to take aspects of them and implement them into your being. You feel me? You can't just live the way they live, because the way that they live is for them. It's comfortable for them. It might not be comfortable for you. It will not be. Like, I promise you, it won't be. I've been there. That's why I created this channel, because I want to make a difference, I guess. I just want to change the whole view on spirituality and ascension. Spiritualists always talk about ascending, about doing this, doing that, but they don't talk about shadow work. Like, why don't y'all talk about shadow work? Like, that's like the most important part of being spiritual, is addressing the shadow. You can't live in the light body, you can't live in love and light if you don't accept the hate and darkness. You feel me? That's duality. Life operates in duality. You can't do that shit, bro. Without going too much into it, I'm sorry. See, I get carried away. That's the Leo in me. I get a little carried away. But who am I? My name is Frankie, as you obviously know. I'm 17. My solar return is August 19th, 2004. My ethnicity, I'm Puerto Rican, and well, I'm Hispanic, but I'm Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian. And my parents are like super like mixed and stuff, so I don't even that's why I look different. I don't even look like I belong to a specific type of race, because honestly I don't even know my ancestry. All I know is that I'm Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian, and that's like surface level as fuck. That's another thing. I want to address that shit. You feel me? Like, where am I from? I don't fucking know. You feel me? Like, okay, my mom is from Ecuador, but my grandma is Peruvian, and my grandfather is like Italian or some shit, and my grandmother on my dad's side, on my grandpa on my dad's side is Italian, but my grandma on my dad's side is like from Israel or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't believe that she's from Israel. I believe that she's from Egypt, because it's just, you feel me? I just know. So yeah, I'm on a path of self-discovery, and I want to help others go on that path too, because if you don't know yourself, then how can you manifest millions of dollars? How can you manifest peace and love if you don't know yourself? You feel me? Life is not all about money at all. Like, money is so fucking insignificant to me. I don't give a shit about money, because what does money come from? Money comes from the fucking trees that y'all cut down. Y'all cutting down all these fucking trees to get some paper, some insignificant ass paper. Like, grow some plants. Grow some fucking plants. You feel me? Like, this is like the energy that I move in. Like I'm just not I don't vibe with social standards. I don't vibe with shit. I don't vibe with this. I don't vibe with the whole reality that we have been forced to live in. I just don't vibe with it. And I create the main reason I created this channel is to express that. I want to express and I want to inspire people, because I know y'all don't want to live in this reality either. Like I just know. So I want to inspire you guys to speak out, create your own channels, speak out and be the change. You feel me? You know, all that corny shit, but like for real. But the change starts within. If you are not actively addressing your shadow, then you can't move in love and light. You can, but like you really can't. You feel me? So one of the reasons I created this channel also is to document my journey, document my growth, because like I said, I'm 17 years old. I am still like a sperm cell compared to, you know, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, like, and 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, y'all still have like 50, 60 years of life left. So you feel me? I am like, when it comes to spiritual journeys, like I have such a long way to go, and I will forever be grateful to myself and to my guides and to my ancestors for pushing me into this journey, because if it wasn't for spirituality, I probably would have already killed myself. Honestly, trigger warning, I guess. But yeah, so that is a great segue to my life story. It's not gonna be super long. It's just gonna be. I'm gonna try to not make it super long. I hope it's not, but I want you guys to. I want this video to really encapsulate. I don't know, but I want it to cover like really who I am, and I want y'all to really know who I am to a certain extent. You feel me? Like not everything, obviously, because y'all, some shit is just too private, but. You know, I want you guys to get a good idea about, you know, who I am and how the events that led up to today. And it'll give you guys a good idea of, you know, who I am. And one thing that I'm really big on is integrity and transparency. You know, like, what the fuck is the point of lying? You feel me? Why am I gonna lie for? Like, I'm a horrible liar. Like, I try sometimes, but it just doesn't work for me. So I'd rather not. And you know, when it comes to transparency, what is the point of hiding behind a veil? You feel me? I get it to a certain extent, but when it comes to my channel, this is full transparency. Like I'm not going to be hiding behind no fucking veil. I'm not gonna. That's another thing. I curse a lot sometimes. Sometimes I curse a lot. It just depends on how I feel. Yeah, if you guys don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you. Either accept it or just move on, because I am going to express me and how I feel in my own way. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm not here to favor you. I'm here for me, right? I'm here for me and to inspire you to be there for you. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. I hope it does. But I was born in Orlando, Florida, I don't know what type of day it was, but on August 19th, 2004, I came out the womb I came out the stomach because my heart was doing some fuck shit and I was about to die and everything. It's not funny. That's not funny, but yeah, so my mom had a C-section. I was born when I lived in I thought a happy family, but you know, as I got older, you know, shit was exposed and revealed to me. And yeah, but you know, sticking to the subject of me, when I was 2 years old, my dad had an aneurysm. Yeah, when I was 2 years old or 1 year old. So he couldn't work. My mom had to be the breadwinner of the family. So I didn't really get to be close to my mom up until I turned 12 and I started living with my mom. So I was really close to my father because of the fact that my mom was always working, and my father is a really good liar. He's really good at using emotions to work in his favor. I don't know how he does it, but yeah. I grew up, I grew up with Pentecostal values. I guess my dad was very Pentecostal, but yet he was like the biggest sinner that I have ever met in my entire life. So yeah, that's that. My father is very he was very homophobic, and he had a lot of prejudices. Like, he's so just stupid ass shit. So I grew up he's a very lustful man. Like, he falls in lust so quickly. So he wanted me to grow up as a player. So he would always tell me to, catcall women when we're in the store, or weird shit. He even showed me a video of a woman giving birth when I was like 5 years old, I think, or 6 years old. His reason for showing me that is to show me how life is supposed to work. Man with a man and a woman with a woman come together to create a baby. No shit, everybody knows that. But not everybody is supposed to be the same. You feel me? I am a naturally feminine person. I don't identify as gay anymore because that's not me anymore. I've always been attracted to females, but I've always been attracted to males at the same time. Am I bisexual? No. That's another thing. I don't fuck with the labels. You cannot label me, okay? Because first of all, it's stupid. You feel me? Like for example, being Hispanic. What does being Hispanic mean? Being from Latin America and the Caribbean. That's those countries all there. That's being Hispanic. Okay, what type of Hispanic are you? Afro-Latino, white Latino, or mestizo, which is what I am. You feel me? Like, it's just, identity for me has always been a struggle, and I just don't fuck with the labels, so you can't label me. If you want to label me, then call me multisexual, because I'm not bi, I'm not gay, I'm not straight, okay? But I am a man, and I love my manhood, I love my masculinity, but I also love my femininity. So back to the topic. So I always grew up with that mindset of, gay people will go to hell and burn in the lake of fire for eternity, but somehow people who are addicted to porn won't. Which was my father. I'm not trying to go in on him, because at the end of the day, he's my father and I love him and I accept him, but I feel like that I have to talk about it, because my father is the main reason I am who I am today. And who I am today is a wonderful, beautiful person, but he is, my mom too, but he has traumatized me so much. Both of my parents have, but he has traumatized me on another level. It's like he didn't mean to, but he did. You feel me? Like, my mom, she traumatized me, but that's because she was going through her own shit that she didn't heal. Because, we don't know how to heal in this society, especially with the way my mom grew up. She grew up to be very tough. She grew up to be very strong. And she never addressed any of the issues until now. I'm trying to get her to talk about her traumas and stuff to, unpack. Because if you don't unpack, then it'll just sit there and it'll boil up until it explodes. So, yeah, my father's not a bad person, but he has a very twisted mind. Fast forward to 6-year-old me. 6-year-old me. My parents got divorced. I don't really know what the reason was, but I do know that my father would lust after women, literally in my mother's face. I don't know if he cheated. He probably did. My father told me that the reason why my mother was never home is because she was out in bars cheating on him. But in reality, she was working 12 hours, not 12, she was working 10 hours a day in the nursing home because she's a nurse. But I didn't know that because, I'm a fucking kid. you know. So I grew up resenting my mom low-key. You know, I was always attached to my mom. I always loved my mom, but I loved my dad more when I was a kid. And that was his goal, for me to love him more. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 6, and that's when my mom started you know, taking me places. We spent a whole 2 months in Ecuador, which is where she's from, and that time was so confusing. It was so weird, but yeah, it really gave me a lot of insight about who my mom was at that moment. And yeah, like I don't know, like it was like, why are you like this? You feel me? Because, you know, 8-year-old me is gonna be like, why are you like this? But then 8-year-old me was also like, I love this part of you though. You know, because my mom is very free-spirited. She's very crazy, and she doesn't give a fuck. You know, she does what she wants, and you know, she obviously, you know, follow the laws and shit. But you know, if she wants to do something, she's gonna do it. I think that's where I get it from. But yeah, so we spent a lot of time traveling together after she got divorced from my father. And you know, as you know, I started asking. That thing about me is that I will never stop asking questions. I will always question everything, and I feel like everybody should move in that energy, because nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. You think it is, because you created an elaborate reason as to why whatever you're trying to explain simply is. But at the end of the day, reality is created within here. And that's what I want you, that's my main mission, is to help everybody understand that. It's so hard to accept it, but once you do, you learn to love life. But so fast forward to, I think, 11-year-old me, 12-year-old me, somewhere around there, 11 or 12. I experienced a very traumatic experience. Basically, I almost lost my mom, and I will never forget that experience. And it took me a while to get to this point of, you know, like, it doesn't affect me anymore. You feel me? And by that time, I knew so much shit about my dad, all of the shit that he did, not all of the shit, but a lot of shit that he did to my mom, to my family, you know, my siblings, because he raised my siblings, but he's not my siblings' father. So, you know, the resentment turned from my mom to my father. I still kind of resented my mom low-key, because she was an alcoholic. She's not an alcoholic anymore, thank God. She still drinks, but not as much as she used to. She's doing like extremely good now. Like I couldn't be more proud of her. But yeah, she was really bad with that, and she almost died. You know, for a 12-year-old or 11-year-old turning 12 to experience that, it's horrible. You feel me? I know people that experience worse at younger ages, and I'm just like, bruv, how the fuck are we alive? You feel me? Like, it takes so much strength and like resilience to survive that shit, bro. Because imagine almost losing your mom. Because this is how I feel. When I felt that, it felt like a part of me died. Because you know, that is a part of me. I came from that. So it felt like half of me is just left. And that feeling is so paralyzing and so horrible. So I started cutting myself at 11. So, you know, after that, it just got worse. Because it was like I literally just started cutting myself after like so many, like, my suicidal thoughts started at 9 or 10. I think 10. Yeah, my suicidal thoughts started at 10 years old. I always felt, you know, because of the way I am, I always knew that I was attracted to both men and women since I was a kid, since I was able to be attracted. And you know, my father really over-sexualized women, so, you know, the whole idea of being attracted to a gender started very early, but I always knew that I found men and women attractive. But because of my my femininity, and I think that I'm more masculine now, because back then, like, I was just super feminine. Like, you know, as a kid, you know, you just live, you just do you. Most kids don't lie. So I was moving in my integrity. Like, I was like I said, like, until now, like, I can't lie. So I was moving in raw me, authentic me. So, you know, I was, you know, when I was a kid, I would always be with my sisters. You know, I would tell them to put lip gloss. I wouldn't tell them, but I would try to kiss them on the lips so that I could get their lip gloss and their lipstick. So yeah, you know, I've always liked, you know, female artists, and I was always, you know, I was bopped to Britney Spears with my sisters and shit, and I was just really feminine. So, and now I'm now like starting to accept my masculinity, because I'm really not overly feminine. I feel like I'm pretty balanced. So yeah, back on the subject, on the topic, I honestly forgot, but I know it was about my mom and that traumatic experience. But yeah, so the resentment carried from my mother to my father, and I honestly resented them both, honestly, because I didn't understand why my mother was an alcoholic. You know, I understood that the main reason was because of my father, but my father, he always would always like, my father's a good man to a certain extent. He is a good man as he doesn't rape and he doesn't kill and he doesn't like, I feel like he has hit my mother, but I haven't really seen it. I've seen him lift his hand at my mom, and he has lifted his hand at me. He has hit me before. He has hit me like a few times, but I don't think, you know, he wouldn't, you know, inherently just abuse us for fun. You know, it's the anger overload. It comes out, but you know, that still doesn't justify it. But yeah, so I resented both of my parents, honestly, and I just didn't want to be alive. Like, I was just cutting like crazy. So yeah, I really just didn't want to be here. Like, until my spiritual journey started. I've always been on a spiritual journey. Now that I think about it, like, I've always loved the idea of astrology, tarot, and, you know, occultism. Is that how you say it? I don't know, esoteric shit. I've always loved that shit. So I guess I've always been on a spiritual journey when you think about it. The first time I heard the word Illuminati, I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old, bro. So after that, I was hooked on the research. Like, I would research like crazy. So pair that with my upbringing, you know, I had to mature very quickly because of what was written for me in the stars, basically. You know, learning astrology really helped me make sense of everything. You know, it really makes fucking sense when you really like learn that shit. You know, it's just like that's literally how I grew up. You know, once you understand the energies of the zodiacs, of the planets, of the houses, you're gonna look at your chart and you're gonna be like, bro, that's how I fucking grew up. Like, what? This shit is literally written in the stars. So yeah, I'm really passionate about astrology and tarot and all that shit, because it's just like, you know, God has placed these divination methods, these methods to understanding thyself, to overstanding thyself, and people are just so quick to dismiss it because of the indoctrinations of society. You feel me? Society has really, especially with religion has taught us that anything that is not the Bible is evil. Anything that is not of the scripture is just evil. And the thing is about the scripture is that it has been edited so many times. You can't really trust something that new, because when you think about it, when you really study human history and you really get into it, you start realizing that humans are much older than what we think we are. You know, we didn't come from apes. We didn't come from, you know, a white man with a big ass beard in the sky. We didn't come from that either. We've always been. We literally colonized this planet. yeah, that's a whole nother. I'm not gonna get much more into it than I already got into it. But so up until I turned 15, I was cutting myself, multiple suicide attempts, and I was just, emo phase, this and that. I was going through it, and one day, so I was high as shit, and I was just thinking, what if I close my eyes and just breathe? Literally, what if I just fucking meditate? High as fuck. Because I was like, I was getting exposed to like the spiritual TikTok, to like the spiritual side of social media, and I was just like, what if I actually like consciously meditate? Because with me, I stopped cutting myself in November of 2019, and smoking weed has really helped me with that, and too much of anything can be bad for you. But when it comes to weed, it can be a very, very, very efficient healing herb. So it's all about moderation. So yeah, so I was just consciously meditating, right? I was just sitting down, vibing to my music, high as fuck, and I was just like, okay. And then I get introduced to my higher self. And my higher self is like this really tall, slim, thick, African looking woman with 6 eyes and really long locks, and she has different hairstyles, but in that moment her locks were just like flowing. Like she was so fucking divine. Like when I tell you, like she was like imagine like my arms are her locks, and like she's just like, you feel me? Like the eyes, and I can't explain it. Like it was just so divine. And yeah, like that just, from there, I just got introduced to more of my spirit guides, and my ancestral work started like way after that. Like the idea of ancestors, like I was still getting used to the idea of reincarnation, because I'm the type of person to, have to see it to believe it. You feel me? Like I don't believe shit very quickly. It takes me a minute to finally accept something. So, I went through my Christian phase, I went through my atheist phase, I went through my, I believe that there's a higher power, but like, what the fuck, higher power, this shit is not cute. Why are you letting us live in this agony? And then I'm in my, I am God, you are God, God is creation. Everything is created, so everything is God. We are the universe expressing itself, and the universe is God. So we are God. We are creation. We constantly are creating. I am God right now because I'm creating a whole YouTube video. I had the belief that women were God before I came to this belief, because, women can give birth. And like, bro, that's like crazy as fuck to me. So yeah, the closest thing to God is a woman, but I feel that God is women and men, just creation, period. Because without the masculine, the feminine is just there. You feel me? The masculine is what brings shit into physicality, I guess. So, the masculine represents the physical realm. The masculine represents every assertion, willpower, and reality itself. And the feminine represents divinity and creation. So, the creation cannot be created unless it is manifested, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's just me speaking. Fast forward to today, and I'm living in my truth. I'm really just like accepting my life, how it is, my parents, how they are, my family, and all that they are, and me. My goal with, telling you guys, exposing myself basically is to, give you guys a good idea of, who I am, so you guys can have that little preface of like, oh, he's been through this, he grew up like this, and he is this, you feel me, for this current moment. Because one thing that I am fully accepting of is that I am constantly going to be changing. I'm constantly, my beliefs are going to change always. I'm always going to evolve. If I stay the same, if I believe in the same shit, then I'm not evolving. You feel me? So yeah, I want everybody to just accept evolution, accept that change is inevitable, and that there's nothing that you can do about it, because if you're not changing, then you're not growing. If you're not growing, then you're just stagnant. And what is the point of living in stagnancy? What is the point of being right here? Like, you have to be right here and right here. You have to live in the duality. You have to flow in harmony. You have to accept the negative, but you always have to move towards the positive. But you have to remember that you will always be right here. You'll never be right here, but you'll never be right here. So yeah, I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction of me, who I am. This is gonna be the channel trailer, so for my new subscribers, welcome, and I hope I won you over. And yeah, so on my channel, I do pick a cards, I do astrology, energy updates, I do vlogs. I'm starting to do more vlogs, and yeah, this channel is basically just meant for me to express myself and to like document my journey basically, and give you guys divine guidance when I feel called to. And yeah, so if you guys want to check out my Virgo pick a card reading, then it's gonna be up here or up here. I think it's gonna be up here. But thank you guys for taking the time out your day to watch my video, because time is ever so precious. And yeah, I just want to give you guys that piece of gratitude. And if you like this, then click that like button, and yeah, comment what type of content y'all are interested in seeing. If you guys want me to talk about a specific subject, then comment and let me know. I do offer private readings, so you can book a private birth chart or oracle reading on my website. Link is going to be in the description. I think I'm gonna just put my link tree up there, and y'all could just go from there, because the link tree is just like 10 times easier than putting like 1,000 links. So yeah, just click the link tree and everything that you're trying to find is gonna be there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful and blessed day.